Nicole.
Nicole A.
Cute as a button, Nicole A. Cute as a button. America's favorite you were. Nobody could ever take that from you.
Hello, friends.
Oh my God.
It's time for the show.
Is this happening?
With your favorite co-hosts.
It is.
Eric and Nicole.
Could be worse.
We got all you need from pop culture to what's on TV.
Or
we
not.
cover every day like Long Island Strong, North Shore, South Shore, all week long.
Please stop.
So let's get started, friends, because us two got a lot to say.
We do?
We're gonna make you laugh.
They're laughing.
Put a smile on your face today.
Hello, No, Nicole, I don't do this. It's time for the show. Why are we... No.
You're doing great.
With your good friends, Eric. I'm not doing this, Nicole. This is ridiculous. I don't sing. Just start the show. Let's go. Start the show.
Fine.
One. Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello. How are you today?
I am doing so great. I am super excited for this show. So much to talk about, so many questions we have to get to. I want to jump right into it and say, wherever you guys are watching, make sure that you follow, like, subscribe, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, YouNow, the post office. I don't remember why we even started saying the post office, but the point is, following, liking, and subscribing are great ways to help support the shows. Of course, sharing them as well. Let people know that we are live now, or after you finish watching the show, let someone know who you think might enjoy it. Of course, if you need to find any of our socials, our schedule, where to find us, past shows, you can check them all out over on our website, hellofriendspod.com. Check out that Find Us Live page. And what about if they're listening to the podcast, Nicole?
If you are listening to the audio version of this show, please be sure to leave it a 5-star rating, a positive review, and share it with all your podcast listening friends. And of course, introduce it to your non-podcast listening friends, like those people at the post office.
I don't know why we're obsessed with the post office lately, Nicole.
Yeah.
It is the moment that I won't ever take away from you. I will let you do the intro.
Okay, our friends, we have a very, very special guest with us today. We're really excited. He is a BB16 Final 2, a BB22 All-Star champ. He is a Twitch gamer, and we're still not convinced that he's actually John Travolta. It is the one, the only, Cody Calafiore.
What is going on?
Welcome, Cody.
What's going on? Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's pretty good over here in Jersey. The snow is melting. I've had like 2 days in a row where it's hit like high 60s, if not the 70s. So like I'm in as good of a mood as I possibly can be in March. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. And it's Friday. So come on.
It is Friday, and yes, we are right by you. We have been dealing with the snow hell as well. Yeah. I am glad. It has been nice lately, so that actually is wonderful.
Yeah, it's the snow is it's nice when you get it once, but then like how it was for us this year when it kept piling on, and then the next week we would get another foot, and then the next week, and it's like in the apartment complex that I'm in, it's like it was mountains everywhere. I was like, this is just not ideal. It's not ideal.
What happened? Everyone in charge of their little like area in front of their apartment, or does somebody else do it?
So the where we live, they have people that do it for all of us. Nobody has to really do anything. We have to shovel out our own cars, which was a nightmare for me. But that's they have somebody doing that. So thankfully, I don't have to get out there too much.
I love how chat is like, yeah, snow. We got it, guys. Great. Like we don't care about snow, but I did want to talk about, obviously, wherever you guys are watching, you can leave your questions. We can pull them up. We have a bunch of questions from people who have been asking before this show already started, but I just kind of wanted to start with asking you, Cody, like, how has it been post-season for you? I mean, you were someone who I think didn't really do a lot of interviews post-season. Did you kind of like take that time to decompress and just like put the show behind you? Like, how has it been since the show ended for you?
It's been a lot, to be honest. Something that happened to me the first time I came off of Big Brother was I did a lot of that stuff, and I almost like took a break. I didn't go back to work, and I didn't like the habit of just like kind of being comfortable, like, and just not really doing much, not getting back in a routine of working and getting that income and just bouncing around doing different meet and greets and appearances. And then all of a sudden I was like 6 months in and was like, I don't have a job. What am I doing? Like, how am I going to sustain myself? And so for me, I came back and coaching was still a thing, and everybody understood if I wanted to take time, but I didn't. And so I went right back into coaching. I coach at a high school, Red Bank Catholic in New Jersey. I have youth teams that are very high level travel, soccer teams, and they were all like right in the full swing of things. Nothing had really stopped for them because it was the outdoor season. And so we didn't have too many limitations because of COVID in New Jersey. So my teams were playing, and I really wanted to be there for the kids that I had already missed so much time with. And so I came right home and it was every single day. I did not have days off, and I was on the weekends. And even though it was exhausting, it helped me like decompress back to real life very quickly, instead of thinking like, oh, Big Brother, look, I was an all-star, I was on TV, and you almost get caught up in that bubble, and then you can crash pretty hard. And I came right back into it. And so I wanted to do that. That was something that I wanted to do this time because I didn't do it the first time. And I think it put me in a weird place, mentally, financially. It just was a weird thing to go through. And so I didn't want to do that this time. And so I just came back. I did the interviews right after, like when I did the interviews when I got out. I did the interviews that Monday, and then I didn't do anything else. And so I don't know, it gave me a good time to just come home. And, I'd see my friends, my family was coming around. And so it allowed me to just, spend time with my family, my girlfriend. And so that was what was more important to me than, anything else, especially going away for 3 months during a pandemic, which was wild in itself. And so it really was to just take that time to kind of, get back into the swing of things and just get back into real life, because Big Brother doesn't last for, it doesn't carry you through the whole year, so I just wanted to get back into the real world as soon as possible.
I understand that completely, because I almost feel as though that was the mentality in the house, if that makes sense. When people ask, like, what are the difference between experiences? I feel as though when you're a newbie, it's very take it in for what it is, whereas All Stars, I think everybody was a lot more, this is my job, business, I'm done, and when I leave, that's it, I'm going back to my... And I think a lot of us, like, whether you left early or stayed the entire time, I give you a lot of credit. Like, I think it was that mentality of like, all right, I completed that job.
Yes.
And life, as opposed to like, yay, I'm a Big Brother player.
Right. I totally agree with you. It had that difference in like shock and awe of, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm in this house, versus I was going there that summer for like a business, like this was going to be work. I had to go there for my job, and I wanted to come out with either X or Y winning. And so, when I was in that mentality of the whole thing, I still wanted to come back out and work. It wasn't just like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what this experience brings me outside of it. Like, you already experience it. You know what could come from it. You know what avenues you can go down afterwards. And so you go in there and you're like, okay, you have more of like a structured plan for coming out, to be honest. And that was me. That's what it was for me.
And sometimes the plan works and you win.
Yeah. Right.
And sometimes you're out second.
Right.
So the plans change. The plans change. And then we're here.
Yeah. Totally. But you still got to go back to doing, like, Nicole, I'm assuming you, even if you went all the way to the end and won, you'd still be doing what you're doing right now because you love what you're doing. And so, coming in and going in, whether you go out second. I mean, Nicole knows a little bit more on the back end of it. It's definitely not the same as winning, but it's definitely, I almost, she can maybe like attest what I'm talking about. I'd rather go out second than go out like sixth, if you know what I mean.
Yep. I
would imagine.
So,
agree.
You know what I mean? And so, I mean, Nicole's still a winner. And she's America's favorite, and no one can take that from her.
There it is. Listen, let me tell you, when you were going through the memory wall, because, I had gone out early, and I always say on my first season, it took me kind of a while to build relationships with people and have them understand me and my quirks. So I'm like, oh God, I left early. I have no idea how these people view me. And you were going...
you were loved. Nobody did it. It was so bad. It's so unfortunate You went home for no other reason than it was like Janelle and Kaser, really more so Kaser. And I was just like, and it sucked because Enzo and I had talked about it and we were like, bro, we love Nicole. Like Nicole, I trusted you. I didn't like distrust you. I didn't have any like malintent or mal thoughts towards you in the game personally or anything. It was just like, well, there's Janelle and I'm dead against Janelle. And in the Big Brother house, it's like everything can twist in your brain. So you're like, I don't need to rationalize because I personally love Nicole. I need to think about the game and like game wise, and it sucked. But you definitely left an impression. You were very well liked.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
So,
I was scared seeing you through that memory wall. I'm like,
yeah, because you never know what I was gonna. Because usually I'm going for the laughs there, but I wasn't gonna have a laugh at your expense. Definitely not. I liked you a lot, so I wasn't gonna do it to you.
Wow, I could sleep well at night. Interview over.
Yeah, I love it. I have to say, Cody, there are 3 things that I have to yell at you about.
Okay.
So obviously the number one is, why did you not want to work with Nicole? You could have brought her in, Cody. It's the number one thing that everybody keeps saying. Why not? Why didn't she get in? Why, Cody? Why?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why. It was as simple as in the beginning of the game when relationships are forming, I had a fairly good relationship with David and I had a good relationship with Nicole, but David didn't have a relationship with Janelle and Kaser, and Nicole did. And it's so unfortunate that that's what you're basing a decision off of in the game, but it's what you go based off of in that situation. And you go in the second week, you're still going based off of as little as possible. And what people don't understand about this season was the first week is normally 14 days. So you build a relationship. And so the first eviction is until the 14th day in the house. And then the second eviction is until the 21st day, which is almost a month, which is in Big Brother is like 3 months. And so in the second week, we were in that. It wasn't even the 14th day, which is on the normal season, the first week. And we're making decisions on the second person evicted. And so based off of just like, in week 1, Nicole came into the room, in the HOH room, and I was like, you're not going on the block. And so it was like her relationship with me, it was very similar to David's, but then her, and I believed it was so genuine when she was saying, I'm detached from Janelle. I can't believe, like, I feel backstabbed by her. Like, I will go after her. I felt that was genuine. I felt that was real. But there's that always, well, what if, like, David never really had that attachment to them and Nicole did? So what if Nicole is just saying what she has to say because she's a good player, she's smart, and you're not playing with like players that are just kind of like going out on whims here. Like Nicole, everything she was doing was calculated, thought out, and a plan. And so you always go, well, what if the plan is to maybe make it seem that way to keep their numbers in the house because they're trying to pin everybody against me. And so just when you're going through that thought process, it was, well, David, who I thought was just, David in the house. And just learning how to play the game still because he went out too early on his season. And Nicole, who went to the final 3 and had played the game and knows the game, was a Big Brother super fan. It was like, okay, Nicole knows what she needs to say in this situation to get her back off the wall. And so like for me, it was just, that's what it was between Nicole and David. Very, very thought. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, I don't know who could go home this week. I was like, yeah, you know what? All through the thoughts, it was like, if I keep Nicole and God, she backstabbed and it flips, which I didn't think it would, but if it did, I would have been so mad at myself.
Well, I'll admit, like I was in that sense saying what I need to say to get past that week and then reassess. I was going to make it that week and then be like, okay, where does everybody stand? Are Janelle and Case against me? Am I upset with like Cody and the people he's working with? I'm not really sure as long as I'm here. So at that point, it was just a matter of keeping my butt safe. But I remember sitting outside with you. Obviously I wasn't there long. So week 1, the backyard was open and you were talking about my season and you had said to me, you were like, I watched your season and you were very likable. And I thought, why are these people letting her stick around?
I did an interview with Big Brother and they never, when they reach out to you in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of 21, they reached out to me and they were like, who do you think is going to be the winner? And I was like, Nicole A. I was like, the Nicole A is the one that goes deep every single season. They view her as like the little quirky girl that they don't really view as a threat because she's not like this big athletic, like, physical threat that everybody wants to stereotype, which in Big Brother is like what is a physical threat? Like somebody that can lift weights? It's like insane what people view as a threat in the Big Brother game. And I remember watching and seeing you and being like, she's going to get by. Nobody's going to view her as a threat. They're going to miss any opportunity. She's going to be at the end. And then you were. And they didn't show my thing. Like,
I was like,
CBS never showed my thing where I said, like, explain why I thought you were going to go to the end. And so I was just like, I remember on the season, but I also really liked you. So as much as I watched your season, I watched it until like everyone let Mickey and Jack and Mickey like get by being on the block together. And then one came off and then Mickey still stayed. I was like, and Bella went home. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm checked out. The season didn't, they just, you know, and people were like, not the time. I said this to you. I was like, what is going on?
Yep.
But then again, I also can understand on the other side of it, you're in the house. Like there's a lot of other stuff going through your head than the people that are watching on the outside. And everybody's a Monday morning quarterback when they watch Big Brother on the outside. I'll tell you that.
Self-included. I was evicted. I was screaming at you guys every day, just so you know.
Yeah, well, I understand.
Cody.
No, I think we were only screaming badly at Memphis and Christmas, and then postseason, love Memphis and Christmas. That was amazing. I want to let you say, Cody, I am sure you're probably sick of hearing about it. You're probably sick of talking about it. I'm sick of the questions about it. And I don't really have anything to grill you with on it. I want to let you say what you want to say about it. Obviously, you know, there was so much talk about your alliance being built before the seasons and fans thinking that Derek put it together and all of these things. What do you just want to say about that topic so that we can move on from it?
I do my best to not, because it's so funny. There were so many people. I literally told nobody other than Derek and my brother I was going on the show, but everybody was loose-lipped. Everybody was loose-lipped, and you knew who was going on because everybody was talking, and my name never was showing up in anything because I was like, do not say anything. I don't want anybody knowing. And I got called like relatively early. The big alliance that formed, like, I mean, Memphis is like Mr. Macho Man. You could tell he knew the names. He knew everything. He thought of this in his, like, he knew, everybody knows you need to be a part of an alliance, right? This alliance that got formed, everybody said it was formed beforehand. They're wrong, because Memphis was an alternate. He wasn't even going to be on the show if something didn't happen beforehand. So like, yeah, it's just funny. And there's a lot of different things that, you know, everybody only goes after the person that goes to the end. And it's always because of Derek and me. And like, did Derek know I was going on the show? Yeah. Was Derek out there trying to form alliance for me? No, because I said, do not tell anybody I'm going on the show. So Derek wasn't telling anybody that I was going on, but Derek was hearing what was going on. And I was hearing it because I was doing my research every day. Because like I said, I was going there as a job, and I wanted to go there to win this time, not go to the end. And so I wanted to know, all right, well, this person's going on. Who have they been talking to? And my brother talked to a lot of people that were very loose-lipped. And I was like, this is brilliant. Thank you all so much for telling me who you've been talking to. So I know a lot of stuff that was going on before. So when everybody's like trying to attack that Derek and set up something for me, I'm like, oh, I could, like, there's so much that I could say, but I just don't, because, you know, it's just really not my place. And what people don't understand is you can still go on the show and all of it falls through. None of that stuff works. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's stuff that goes on in the house with it. Like, I'm sorry, but anybody talking beforehand wasn't going to change anything in the game. And that alliance that was formed was not formed before the game. Like, simple as that. And so everybody's allowed to say whatever they want. Everybody's allowed to have their own opinion, but it doesn't really change anything. You're just going to talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's always been my biggest defense to it. And we have an example where you can watch the challenge where they are allowed to game before a season. It doesn't really affect anything. But again, just to your point, there's not one part of me believes that, let's just say you and Nicole made a final two deal before the season. Yeah. And then the day one twist is something that's going to really hurt, you know, your game if you stay with Nicole. I would be like, bye, Nicole.
Yeah, totally. And that's what I would
See you
say.
later.
Like, When I talked to the producers, they were like, "You're not allowed to talk." And I was like, "Listen, like I use that exact example. I was like, my brother does it on the challenge when he goes on, and they all talk and then they all backstab because what people don't understand is like when you go into the house, I can talk to like and I can say it for me because I stay away from Big Brother. Like I'm not in touch with a lot of people. I'm not connected with a lot of people. And that was the one thing going in that I was slightly nervous and kind of frustrated about because I heard how many people were talking. And I was like, this is frustrating because I was like, I don't stay in touch. And now is that going to hurt me this season? Is that going to be what my downfall is going into this All-Star season because I didn't stay in touch with people from my season, the season after me, the seasons that have happened? Like, I don't reach out to people because I don't ever want to come across when people come off new seasons like, oh, you're still trying to just stick around. So I don't. And I let everybody have like what the show brings you and the notoriety that brings you because it's awesome to experience. And I don't want to seem like the person that's like, oh, well, Cody was on 16. Like, why is he hanging around with the 21 group cast? It's like, just, and so I never did that, which a lot of people would make it. Big Brother people love talking shit. I'll tell you that too, first of all. And so everybody would be like, oh, he thinks 16, they just think they're better than everyone. I'd be like, well, no, I just don't go to the events and talk to people. Like, if I hung out with you, we'd be like best friends. But anyways, like the thing about it is I was almost frustrated, like going into the house, it was going to be something that hurt me. But then I was like, people are going to meet in the house and relationships are going to form. And I was like, I just want to get through the third week. And then everything is kind of like, you're going based off of the relationship you have in the house because there were people that were blowing up their own game and it wouldn't have mattered when you talk. Like, I'll give you the perfect example. Nicole and Danny were best friends before going in the house. Like, how did that work out in the house? Nicole F and Danny were best friends. They were like, they were good friends.
House.
Right. And the game it didn't help because when stuff is going on in the game that makes you paranoid about a person, you could talk to them beforehand, but it does nothing for you in the house.
Absolutely.
And people always, that's why I'm like, whenever people say that, I'm like, okay, you can talk, but it's falling on deaf ears because you still got to go in and play Big Brother. And it's literally one of the hardest games to go in and play. It's crazy.
That's something that a lot of people have been asking us, so we will ask it like in a general sense. How is your relationship with Nicole F postseason? Have you guys spoken at all? Are you just kind of taking time?
No, I got to be honest with you. I'll say it on here the same way I say it on Twitch because people hammer me with that question all the time. I felt horrible what I did to her because she was like a younger sister to me. It was horrible, but I refused to make the same decision that I did on 16. Yep. I didn't want to make a decision where I calculated when I was going through 16 votes and I was like, there's no way I beat Derek. I want to go to the end with Derek. On this season, I went into it and was like, there's nobody I'm willing to not backstab. As horrible as that sounds, I was going to win. And when it came to that decision with Nicole, it was like gut wrenching, but I felt like it was what I needed to do for the game.
Yeah.
And I would always say it in the house. When people let a decision that happens with the game affect their relationship, like it's a questionable relationship. Yes. So now we get out of the house and I was like, I did what I did to her was horrible. I'm going to give her some time. And like the whole, like everybody knows this. So this isn't like news. The unfollowing Chrissy, unfollowing me. I'm just like, okay, definitely more space. For me, that's like not like because like to me, I'm just like, okay, whatever. That is what it is. But that's more space. And then it's just like once the time goes by and it's like, well, then I almost view it as like, well, how real was it even? Like, I could be the person to reach out, but I'm just like I didn't go and like and her and I had a conversation in the house talking about how all the fans see the unfollowing and all the fans view the unfollowing. So why do we even do it? Like, what's the point? Because she brought up to me how my brother unfollowed her. And then we came into the house and it happened. I was like, man, so for me, I just was like, we haven't spoke. I don't know. I adore her no differently than how I did in the house. But, she's going through a lot. She's pregnant, which I obviously know all this information. And we don't talk, which, but I don't know.
Faith that with time and more space between it and seeing it for what it is, I'm positive you guys will get back to like, just cordially realizing, oh, duh, that was a game and had to happen. Like, from my perspective, Eric can attest, I watched the season very angsty, always yelling at the TV, mad at everybody. And then after finale, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it is what it is, and obviously, it's easier said for me because I'm on the end of like going to the end and winning, right? But like, I mean, I didn't go to the end and win the first time, and I wasn't like bitter towards anybody when I was on 16. I got 2 votes. One was like a odd vote, Jocasta, and there was a lot of other people that could have voted for me to make it a little bit closer. And I didn't go and hold that against people after the show because it was just like, it is what it is. And I don't know. There was a lot that went into the decision with Nicole, and I never thought it would be like where we're at now. I really didn't. And the fact it's kind of coming on me. It's always like, well, how come you're not reaching out? And it's like, well, I didn't come off the show and like kind of, make things known for everybody to like see, which happened. And I've had to answer it, and I still to this day still adore Nicole. I have no like negative thought or feeling towards her, but at the end of the day, like I say it all the time, I have all the best friends in the world. And so like if somebody doesn't really care to reach out, like, so
you know what? I wouldn't say solve it, but if you want, here's my idea. You wait, you get like the perfect baby gift. And it doesn't have to be a conversation. Now, if it was me, I would make it like a joke gift. Like you might not have won, but you got this baby. Because she has said that she has said it, hasn't she said it? She said the baby was like conceived finale night, I thought. I thought that's what
that sounds like it should be on a t-shirt. It sounds like it should be on, you didn't win, but you got this baby.
Right, you got this baby. Enjoy. No, I mean that's winning. She has like a great life. She has Vic.
She wanted to be pregnant. She talked about it all the time in the house. Victor is perfect for her, and they have each other. She has her family who adores her and always has her back. And so I know she's in a very good place. It just is unfortunate. Now I feel like it's almost the point where we're both kind of sitting there like,
waiting.
Well, they didn't reach out. We didn't. And so it's like, but it is what it is. I wish the best for her. I know that she's so happy having that baby because she talked about it all the time. And so I'm happy for her and Victor. And I hope that their wedding can happen too, because she also talked about how stressful that was and they had to postpone it again. So,
exactly.
I wish for the best for her.
I know. Go ahead, Nicole. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I wanted to shift. I mean, we can always bounce back to Big Brother, but I did want to shift too because you got your mic, you got your headset. I wanted to go to Twitch, switch it up.
Switch it up.
Because you're on Twitch.
Chat. I'm on Twitch. It's something that people have been telling me to do for a really long time. One of my friends almost was like, you need to. I'll buy all the stuff for you if you give me like a percentage of your streams. And I was like, I don't think anybody really cares for me to stream right now. I don't think I'm going to do it. And then I came off the show and I was just like, why not? Like, why not? I had somebody that is helping me with everything, got me my PC, like all the specs I needed for that, got me my monitors, got me my setup. And I am absolutely obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. I love doing it. I love interacting with people on there. I love getting to game and still interact. I love like people getting to hear how I interact with my friends. And everybody knows I'm horrible at social media, but I am not horrible at getting on Twitch. And so it's my way to really connect because I don't post all the time on Instagram, but I'm streaming 3 times a week. So if you want to connect with me and you want to see what's going on or you want to chat, you come meet me in my Twitch chat.
We, if you guys are on our Twitch at any point or on the My Reality Recaps, Twitch, there are links to Cody's Twitch on those, so you can link to them easily that way. We'll put the links, in the description of this show after as well. But yes, I was over there. I saw you playing Call of Duty. There's a lot of people in chat, a lot of people that messaged us beforehand saying they want a Big Brother Among Us game. Have you played Among Us?
So I've played it, and they said, and I didn't know that you, Nicole, were on Twitch, and they were like, Nicole was just playing the other day, and I was like, what? And so I am 100% down to come in and do an Among Us. However, I'm still learning the whole Twitch thing, and I just got a Discord, which you know what I'm talking about. So I just got a Discord. I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. I don't know quite how to everybody's like, oh, are you going to play with subscribers? I'm like, I would love to. I don't know how to do it. And I'm trying to learn how to like do different things. And so, I'm growing with it and I'm walking before I run. But with that said, I'm all in. If you guys have like an Among Us thing set up, I'm all in.
I
all
want
in
to.
100%.
And you won't have to do anything. I want to like produce it because no one's going to be like Big Brother people and Eric. I don't need to be a part of it. I can just produce it so that you all can play. But I would love to figure out like if we could get enough Big Brother people to do it. I think that would be so much fun. And then stream it everywhere. Stream it to your Twitch.
Don't you only need like 8?
Yeah, 8 or no 10. All
right, I feel like we could do that.
Yes.
My only thing is like I feel like I'm very different during Among Us than I am like while playing games. Like I tend to curse a lot. I tend to curse not in a negative, just in a very passionate way.
Oh yeah. Oh no, there's nothing negative. At first I said when I first started streaming, I was like, oh, my streams are PG. Then I was like, PG-13-ish. Then I was just like, I needed to wipe that out because I was like, I say the F word like every other one, especially when I'm playing,
In it getting murdered, it's like it just happens.
Among Us, I played that on Thanksgiving, and so it's definitely fun. It's definitely interesting, and so I'd be all in about it.
I kept telling Nicole every time we play Among Us, where was this Nicole on Big Brother? She is literally like, I'll stick my fist up your ass. I know that it's you. I'll fucking rip your intestines out of your throat. I'm like,
there is no way.
Oh, there's a way. There's a way.
Rip
you
your
should watch
intestines?
I never said that. All I say is like, I don't want to curse right now because we have a guest. I was like, I'll freaking killing you. Like, how dare you, you piece of S.
S.
Okay.
Could be a lot.
I'm gonna send Cody the clip of one of the moments that a lot of people were asking us to address about Big Brother, which was the comic competition. We should send Cody that clip where you're screaming like you're being murdered. Oh, yes, Cody, the second point I have to yell at you about.
She was my first pick.
Yes, I know. I was.
I got this. I know you probably got it in your Big Brother care package.
No, she didn't. Neither did I.
Oh, then this is yours. Then that's yours. I was gonna raffle them off, and donate, but that's yours. That one's yours then.
Money. If you give it to Eric, I will donate money.
Oh yeah, no, this is yours. That's not going up for raffle. That's going to you guys.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, this is all you. I didn't know that you didn't. Because I said it on my stream. I was like, oh, this is crazy that they send all this. Oh, I would love to give this to Nicole, but I was like, they probably sent it in her Big Brother care package.
Oh
yeah,
no,
okay,
Nicole
so
got nothing. Turns out second place doesn't get any care package.
All right, well that's yours. Done. That's 100% yours.
But I was cheering when you picked me for your team. I think that's the first time ever in my life I got picked by like the quote unquote jock as first. So I was like, I got picked. I was
jock. I'm the jock. I'm such a jock. If you saw me in high school, you wouldn't call me a jock. I was like the skinniest, scrawniest dude. You would never been like, that kid's an athlete.
Yeah, but you're more of a jock than like me.
Well, you got to see it. I got to show you a picture of me in high school. You'd be like this. Was he fed as a young? You would think my parents didn't feed me.
Oh, that's sweet though.
So,
Well, if we're looking at your comic, we're looking at your comic, you are taking people out. Of course, you just showed Nicole's comic.
Oh, I gotta love that.
Was fun that we didn't realize that she was, bad in this comic until someone pointed it out to us.
Nicole almost won me that comp. She was like beating everybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
she was like 100%. Beating everybody. I was like, "Oh my god, Nicole's gonna win it for me," and then it just didn't happen. But I'm so frustrated.
Got me again, Cody.
do you know what my favorite comic was from the season, though, Cody?
Which one?
This one.
The recap. You made a comic.
Nicole made it for me for my birthday.
Oh my goodness! Wait, did you get one of their artists to do this?
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness!
Crazy.
That is very, very good.
And he likes it Cody-esque. That's why. Look, put them side by side. It's very Cody-esque. That's why
can you put them side by side?
Oh, okay. It's like everyone forgot the way live production works.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes, I can. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, everyone. We can put them side by side. But yeah, no, we did get that artist, or Nicole got the artist to do it, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's a good gift.
Which were you very happy with your comic, Cody? Because this one's really nice. I don't remember your original one from 16.
My original one looked nothing like me, and I was like, I remember seeing it being like, my comic didn't even have like the dimple chin, which wow, you did that very quickly, very impressive, very very impressive, Eric.
Similar.
They're similar.
Yeah, they are. You know, we're both doing the the thing that superheroes do. You know,
sure.
I guess.
I'm just doing it 20 years older.
Yeah. But my comic the first time I didn't love, but then this one I like because it gave me like the butt chin. I felt like it looked a little more like me, where my first one like didn't. It gave me like a square head. I was like, that's not what I look like. I don't think, at least, because maybe I'm wrong. But I was very
Nicole's first one. I was like,
oh, I love my first one.
Wait, what was your first one?
Nicole. It's like me, like it's like greetings from Long Island, and I'm like Godzilla. I love it. That's one of my favorite. They capture both sides of me. Like, one is very, very quirky from BB21, and BB22 is more like, oh, she came into her own a little bit,
and manipulated people to rob banks and mug each other in the park. Makes sense. But yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was great. Go ahead, Nicole.
I do have a question for you, Cody, from Gigi Michelle on Instagram.
All right, Gigi.
She was asking about your favorite comp, least favorite comp, favorite outfit or costume. I know we didn't get many this season, but
favorite comp for me was it's tough because it wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I didn't get to experience it, and it's like a staple of Big Brother. And so being on the wall comp, which was week 6, was so cool for me, because we didn't have a wall comp on 16, and 2, obviously because we didn't have one, I never competed in it, and it was one that I really wanted to. And so I would say that would be my favorite, with maybe the hamster wheel Final Four one, which I thought was cool because it has that aspect of, information mixed with something that was a little bit physical to do. So it had like the best of both. So I'd say those two are my favorite. My least favorite was probably the first round of the final 3 that I did in the HOH when I'm hanging on the rope. And that was hands down my least favorite because it was insane. It was so difficult. And it was so brutal. I just hated it. I hated it from the second we got lifted up to the second I dropped. It was a really tough competition. So that was probably my least favorite.
Are you somebody who gets really dizzy?
No, but it was just like, I was slamming into the wall so much. I was slipping. It was like very brutal on my arms and my forearms and my shoulders. And so that was like very, very difficult. And then every other competition that I competed in, I loved. Like that was the only one that stuck out to me. Like I hated that comp. So yeah, that's probably my least favorite.
It started day 1. You hopped those stars like nobody's business, and I on that wall, and I went, oh shit.
Yeah, that I feel like I got, that competition has an aspect of luck to it too. Like I picked the path, obviously because I had like a little bit longer legs, but I think everybody could have like done a little reach maybe, but I just picked the path up the left, and because I fell the same, we all fell on the same one. It was that first one on the right. We all fell, and then I decided to go left. And I only picked like the small ones. I was like, I don't know if these small ones could be wobbly. So I was like, I'm going to try to make sure I go to the small ones. And it worked out for me. Because if I went a different way, it might not have. Because who knows? But
it is great. It did work out great for you. It totally made sense to me that they punish the winners. But yeah, no, I love that. That was a great part. I love that. Great part. I don't get it. It made no sense on the premiere that like, here are the only people that, did really well. All of you are going to get slop except one.
Right. I know. One gets money, one gets HOH, and then 4 got slop. I was like, okay.
I was like, that's just such a weird twist to like
Yeah.
punish the people that did well. And then there's me watching Nicole, and I'm like, Danny Donato's up there first. She's like, can't even move the board. I'm like, Nicole stands no chance. And Nicole's like,
Yeah.
done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I'm like, oh, we're in for a season. But just to ask you really quickly, because I saw a lot of people asking this as well. Are you doing the I don't even think it's for charity, the pay-per-view boxing thing? Have
Am I
you heard
doing
of
it?
this? Yeah,
No.
where it's the
I'm doing a boxing match. I'm like getting in a boxing ring. What?
I don't know why
some of these guys, power to them. If you asked me to do it after season 16 when I was 23, I would have said yes in a heartbeat. I would have said yes in a second. But now it's like to go in the box. I'll go and watch, and I'll watch it because I think it'll be fun to watch. But there was no way I was gonna get in a ring because one, I got to be honest, I don't feel like training for it. Quite frankly, like I'll train for, a summer body, but I won't train to get in a boxing ring. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot. It's exhausting. Not something I feel like training for. And two, like I don't want to be hitting the head. I've been hitting the head. I've had concussions. I don't want to be hitting the head at 30. Like I think I'm done being hit in the head. And so I wanted no part of that. So like some of these guys are doing, like Enzo's 42. He called me. I was like, bro, I'm doing this boxing match. I'm like, bro, you gotta come, you gotta watch. I'm like, why did you say yes, Enzo?
I'm very worried about everybody, to be honest.
Like there's some guys in there, like Caleb's a beast. There's a guy that's in there that's like a Marine. I'm like, what?
Michael?
Oh yeah.
From Canada, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, no thanks. You know what I mean? Like I'm past doing that young and stupid shit where like I just was like whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do something like that.
But I understand how you do it without formal training, even if you have a couple months to train. Like someone like me, I've never been hit in the head before. I've never been swatted before.
Yeah.
How do you train for that? If that's not in your DNA, that's not in your DNA. I'm sorry, and a lot of people are like, they're fucked.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I also think it's like, have you ever seen like Rough and Rowdy, like with Barstool? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They did this whole thing because it was like a big deal, like the Rough and Rowdy. They just took like people and just threw them in a boxing ring, and like it's not going to look like what you would think a boxing match looks like. I can tell you that. Some of these matches are going to look like some of the punches that get thrown. You're going to be like, what just happened there? Because I don't think people realize what it's and I wrestled for like a good portion of my like younger life, like being in a boxing match, like wrestling, stuff like that. Like it's a very intimate like fighting situation. Like it's exhausting. And so I don't know how long these matches are, but like these people are in for and training and doing it. When you're training, you're not training with somebody that really wants to take your head off. So there's a big difference when you get into a match and somebody's like, well, no, I'm going to come at you with everything I got because I do want to take your head off. It becomes exhausting on both sides. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm actually looking forward to it.
I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah. I cannot wait to actually see it. Just I'm just trying to ask the questions that you're getting like a ton of. People also asking, would you ever do the challenge? We saw Paulie on it. People wondering if you were ever asked to do it, if you would ever do it.
So I haven't been asked. Well, I was asked when the first season that Josh went on, I was asked and was I was going to do my physical to go on that season. And I think I would have been all in on it then. Now I would do it, but it would have to be under the right circumstances because now I know too much about the show. I know a lot about what goes on there, like physically to like a lot of these contestants' body. Like you see Casey, she just came home with a busted up knee, needed surgery. Like my brother came home in shambles, like needed stem cell and like that new like stem cell treatment, like where they take stuff like, I don't know, whatever, and inject it into like a bed. He needed it on his shoulder, his knees, his ankles. Like he was a mess coming home from the challenge. And, some of these guys, like I would hear the stories when he would come home of the other people that would be on there that struggled. And it's like I just hopped in. So I had a training session yesterday. I just trained with my team. I did like a full session. It was an hour and a half. I could barely get up out of my bed today. And because I don't know if like you guys are familiar. When I was younger, when I was playing college soccer and into the pros, the way that my career ended was I tore 2 ligaments in my right ankle badly. And so now, like, if I'm doing stuff like really like the challenge and competition, a competition show like that, I'd probably come home in shambles. I'd come home in shambles. So it would have to be the right circumstance at the right time. And then, who knows? Maybe I would be on it. If my brother's there and it's something like a Bloodline seasons, I'm not going to send him there with anybody else. And I think people would be in trouble. If you put Paulie and me on a season like on a show like that together, people would be in a lot of trouble.
So you would prefer to go with him than alone?
I wouldn't go alone. I wouldn't go without him.
Wow.
I wouldn't go on the challenge without Paulie. I would never. I don't have that like drive to be like, let me go on the challenge by myself. If I'm going on the challenge, I'm going with him or I'm not going.
Wow.
I honestly can't believe that they don't. There's a lot of questionable people on the challenge, and I don't get like, I know that people can say that Paulie is polarizing, but I would also argue that's good reality TV. I don't know.
What is reality TV? It's polarizing.
Exactly.
Right? Like
it is. But
so,
I agree with you. The people get completely destroyed doing the challenge.
Yeah.
I herniated my back helping Nicole prepare for All Stars. Everyone's like, how did you herniate back? I was like, oh, Big Brother 22 All Stars. They're like, wait, you were on it? I was like, no, there's just like a lot of equipment we had to move.
Wait,
and somehow that hurt.
I need a little more a story behind this. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just lifted equipment. It was very heavy and yada yada yada. Herniated it back. That's what happens.
No, not a big deal.
It's called
Cody,
40.
His back was already bad, and he blamed helping me for the bad back, and that's not the case.
What were you preparing? What were you doing? Like trying to get?
We had to do everything. I don't know. I mean, I'll speak for me so that you two don't get in trouble. My friend that I knew on some other show had to like do everything themselves, from like the 1,000 photo shoots to, filming.
That is what you hurt yourself doing? Yes. What in the world, Eric?
Like,
mean,
it was like this. And then that was like a lot of energy. That's like almost a whole jumping jack.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
It's like
that's why they invented tripods and Bluetooth remotes.
Yes, that would be good. No, that would be good. No, I love it. It was fun. I think that was the best part of the show, was preparing for it before. But Nicole, I know you got a million questions, and we're almost running out of time.
Well, I see chat asking, so I'll also ask, what about other CBS shows like Survivor or Amazing Race? I know you've done Fear Factor, which is something that I find
my gosh. Fear Factor was absolutely incredible. I would do Fear Factor a million times over. Amazing Race would be an incredible experience. I would love to do that. Survivor, I wish I had it in me to do, but I don't think I have it in me. Like, what they go through, even though it's a shorter period, is brutal. Malnourished, sleeping in the wilderness, like the bugs, the bites of the bacteria that they come home with in their bodies that I was so allegedly, this isn't, I don't know this firsthand, but I don't know that I could do it. I really don't. I don't think I could do it.
A special breed of person.
100%. And the people that are going back there constantly, like Caleb would eat that up alive and want to go back again and again and again. And I'm like, dude, what? Like, you got medevaced out.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going back for?
But Fear Factor looked a lot of fun. I told you this in the house. Like, I'm obsessed with Fear Factor, so I find it very intriguing that you did that.
Oh, there's my water bottle. I'm so jumpy, so I'm sorry. But yeah, Fear Factor was amazing. It was such a fun experience. It was cool. You experienced stuff that like I never would have experienced outside of that. Like being in a helicopter the way we were. Like we were in a helicopter where this dude was like zipping around. He was like the pilot for like the Fast and the Furious movies. And he was zipping around. And we're not even locked into the helicopter. Like the doors are open and I'm like holding on to stay into the helicopter. I'm like, what is going on? It was what an adrenaline rush, what an incredible experience. And I would love to do that. Like, I wish they would do like a Big Brother only, which they can because Viacom owns MTV and MTV runs Fear Factor and Viacom owns CBS and MTV. So they should be doing stuff like that because it is really cool. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's all Paramount now, I believe, but yes, it is.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. It's all still that same role. You did that with Zach, right?
Yeah, and was the best partner to do it with for just like, because if Derek and I did it, which would have been awesome too, Derek wouldn't have gave those like bits like how Zach is like he's made for TV, and he was fun to do it with. It was a blast, and I love Zach. Him and I are still close to this day, so it was cool to do it with him and just spend that time out there.
Were you aware about the OnlyFans Jose reveal?
Oh yeah,
none of us saw that coming. Oh
well, so I talked to Zach. And so he would tell me all this stuff like that he would be doing, and he was like, I got this coming. I was like, oh, and I love that I love that he is who he is, and everything that he does, like he just is who he is, and I love that he's being honest about everything that's gone on from Big Brother 16 to now, and it makes him so much more like raw and authentic, and I think people love that, and he is because he is such a raw and authentic person, and all the stuff that he does, I knew the Jose stuff, but then I heard it was like, yo, did you see stuff with Zach and Jose? And I was like, oh no, I didn't. And when I watched it, I was like, yo, he really put it all. Him and Jose, like they put it all out there.
They put it all out
and
there,
and I watched it all. I was like, yo, I watched it all, and I think he's doing really well on OnlyFans. So
I'm not awake now. I saw one photo. Eric, you hold it out on me.
Well, I showed you the video.
There was like videos. And
there was video. Photo. She saw the video. This is innocent, Nicole. I didn't see that. You saw the video. You saw the video. She's like, no, I didn't see the video. You saw the video. Go ahead, Nicole.
No, now you distracted me. No, I was gonna say he does a lot for mental health awareness, which I love as well. He's always like health talks and whatnot. Cody, I wanted to ask you in regard to like, reality shows or not, like what's coming up for you, like any projects in the works. My family wants to know if you're gonna be in the remake of Grease. We need to know.
If I could be in the remake of Grease, I would be. I've been telling my manager, like, hey, is there anything John Travolta related that I could do? We're still working on it. Right. But there was this project. I was just out on Long Island filming. It's called Welcome to Hope. That's going to be streaming on a platform called Pureflix. That's going to be coming in later this year, which it's a pretty cool project. Cara Marie is in it. And there's an actor in there that his name is John. He plays in Jersey Boys. He's on like the traveling Broadway Jersey Boys. He plays who's the big Jersey Boys guy name? Who's the big what?
Frankie Valli. He
plays Frankie Valli in the Jersey Boy like Broadway thing. So there's a lot of good people in it, and so I'm really looking forward to when that comes out because that's going to be a fun one on Pureflix. So that's coming out, and then really honestly, I'm looking to just put my head down and just go through Twitch. I would love to make Twitch like something full time for me, and so that's what a heavy focus of mine is going to be, to be honest, because I love it, and I really want to grow it, and you have to be consistent or else you're never going to grow it.
100%. You are always on Long Island. I feel like I always see on your social media, it'll say like you're filming something on Long Island or your show is debuting on Long Island. And it is always right next to Nicole and I. And every time, like, we should go look at it. I don't feel like you've done it since the season has ended, but like,
before, I haven't been to it. But wait a minute, that's where you guys are in Long Island? You're like out there by like, I won't say, but like,
it's not out there.
It is out there.
We're not Long Island City in New York City. We are Long Island, like out east. Like on the.
Yeah, I know where Long Island out east is. And it's
out 30 there. Minutes to the city, Cody.
You're full of it. That's like me saying I'm 45 minutes to New York. I'm really not.
It takes me 3 hours to get to Atlantic City.
That is a long time.
It is.
Okay, I thought I was making a good point.
When I would go out there, like I have to go out there. We film like on the North Shore, on the South Shore, and I feel like I'm like a stone throw from the Hamptons. I'm like, It takes me. Well, when I was driving from there, I was like. When I was driving from Howell, I was like 2.5 hours to 4 hours, depending on traffic. Which on the belt, I would come up the Verrazano and go the belt, or I go through the GW, and it's like pick your poison. I'm sitting in traffic either way. It's so bad.
Right. Yeah,
But
I got to be honest with you. I love you guys. I hate Long Island. I hate
Oh,
it.
Cody, it's like you don't know my mantra is that I hate New Jersey.
And you know what? Here's the thing. It's not fair for me to say that. My cousin lives in Long Island. I
Uh-huh.
hate driving there so badly that it's put
Yeah.
a bitter taste in my mouth for like the place. And I don't not like the place because there's so many nice places like where my cousin lives. I love like some of the wine, some of the vineyards that are out there are so beautiful.
Mhm.
We filmed on one that was incredible. But man, the drive, I'm like, I can't
See,
do
Yeah.
it.
Al, you're not from.
Traffic's horrible.
It's on Long Island, and you said in Long Island, but it's okay. I'll let it slide.
Right. See, I'm a noob. I'm in New Jersey. I'm a New Jerseyan.
In New Jersey boy. But listen, since you know Long Island, you know North Shore, South Shore. I'll let you get of me and Eric. Who is a North Shore person and who is a South Shore person?
Who owns a house that they built on the North Shore and who lives on the South Shore?
Okay. Well, that's a hard. Eric is the North Shore person, and Nicole is the South Shore. I mean, I don't know why you said because I was going to say Nicole's the North. What's the difference between the North Shore person and the South Shore person?
Eric likes to say Shore is like classy and South Shore is like the scum of the island.
Oh wow! So you're saying Nicole's the slums?
I'm saying like Nicole's the New Jersey of Long Island.
Yeah,
and
we're
we're
dirty
like
Jersey.
the New York
Hey,
of Long
I'm
Island.
cool with it. I love you. Hey man, dirty Jersey. When you come here, you're gonna stay here though. Everybody loves it in Jersey. We're close to the beach.
Everybody.
Well, you guys are close to the beach too.
Beach.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know. You guys are a beach. Like all of Long Island's a beach.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is. And I honestly love New Jersey. I just don't know how. I know why it stuck a million years ago is everyone was like, you're not mean enough. You have to be mean to people. And I was like, I can't be mean to people. I'll just pick on like a place.
That is
New
true
Jersey.
though. Like you got to be Monmouth County people. Like that's like the New York people that are in North Jersey. Like Monmouth County, we're a little more south. We're closer to the beach. We're way more laid back. Like we're not. There's nothing mean about us in Monmouth County. So I feel like you've just interacted with some of those like North Jersey people who are like, still New Yorkers, I guess. Like,
That is the thing. I have heard there is the North versus South Jersey debate.
Well,
and
we're
that is
central. I'm going to stop you right there, and this is going to be a hot take.
Oh, no.
Nobody says there's a Central Jersey, but I say there is.
Oh.
I mean,
it's you.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
It's us. We're central.
Okay.
To that point, I would argue, Nicole, you're central. I'd argue you're central then too. You're central-ish. You're central.
So
Okay, so you're not fully in the South slums. Like you're right in the middle.
Yeah, I'm like scummy. I'm not scum, but kind of like.
I have to.
It can tell you of the day.
That was good. Oh, that was a good one. I'm not scummy. I mean, I'm scummy. I'm not. I'm gonna use that. That's incredible. That was amazing.
What I find to be the most interesting is more so than preseason alliance, Nicole, Frenzel, or any other talk. The thing that has lit up chat is there a Central Jersey? Is North Jersey or South Jersey better? And is it Taylor ham, pork roll?
It's Taylor ham. It's Taylor ham.
What's Taylor?
It's Taylor ham. You wait, what?
Clearly, it's a pork roll, Nicole.
So it's like a breakfast meat that you get. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna make you guys Taylor ham sandwich. I'm gonna wrap it in aluminum foil when I go out to film because now apparently I film like right in your backyard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop it off to you guys. It's like well, it depends on when you get it. You could either get it thicker, medium, which I like it medium, or really thin. And it's just like this. It's not ham, but it's not like bacon. It's like an in-between kind of thing. It's amazing.
Well, I don't want to trigger you, but I will just say that Chad is saying the fact that you're saying it's Taylor ham means you are from North New Jersey. I don't know what that means. Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, pork roll was more. I never heard pork roll. Well, here's the thing too. My parents are both from North Jersey, and then I moved to South Jersey, so maybe the name of Taylor ham stuck because they're North Jersey. But then I would say pork roll when I was in college because Pennsylvania people would call it pork roll, and so
Central Jersey, you're taking the average that you were in North, and then you moved to South, so the average of the two is middle.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
the thing is like South Jersey to me is like down by Cherry Hill. Like that's out there. And like we're not like I'm an hour from New York City. I'm an hour from Philly. So like I'm right in the middle, central. I mean, I don't know if I could explain it any better. That's just it.
No, I get it.
Yeah, okay.
I get it. Let's draw the map for the people. Let's not do that. What is I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Nicole?
I was just gonna say, so Taylor or Tailored? Taylor ham.
Taylor, Taylor. Taylor ham.
Is Canadian bacon.
I don't know.
Nicole, why
Maybe.
would they tailor ham?
Because
I
well
think they're
the brand is
stitching it up.
Taylor. The brand that I like is Taylor. I only get Taylor brand, so that's why it's Taylor ham. I think that's why my parents call it Taylor ham. Or why I called it as a kid.
I didn't know why Nicole thought it would be tailored ham. As if it's getting a little pantsuit.
Yeah, that'd be so cute.
Could be tailored. Could be tailored. Could be ham. We'll throw it on a breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
Fit.
Well, the last thing that I know a lot of people have been asking about, Cody, you have talked about your girlfriend on the feeds, and I think a lot of people just wanted to know, how are things going with you two? How is she doing health-wise? A lot of people wanting to know what's going on with her and you guys.
So her and I, we just moved into our new apartment together, which has been absolutely amazing. She is incredible at. She loves like the decor and styling the apartment, the ways that the themes that she likes. She's absolutely incredible with it. And it's been amazing. We are great. She is as healthy as she can be. Thankfully, it's been very good. I think she only has to go like now for like a random checkup. She just did a checkup right before I left, and then she did a checkup very recently, just like routine checkups to make sure her white blood cell count is good and all that stuff. And she is very, very healthy and very happy, and is, you know, she always says it for a while. It took a lot for her to like be back to herself, and now she is back to herself and fully herself, and just, you know, but to me, her fully herself now is just, she is as loud as can be. She is as loud as can be. And so, but she's amazing. She's such an incredibly positive person. And so, you know, when she was going through all that stuff, there was a side of her that I guess a lot of people were like, you know, she just wasn't that. And now she's back to it. She has her confidence now, because as you guys know, like she lost her hair and all that. She has her confidence. She feels good. And so it's good to see her like kind of back to who she is. She bounces, she's bubbly, she's bouncy, she dances, all of this. She's so much fun. So it's good to see her back to what she is. And she's very healthy. So thank you actually for asking.
I love to hear it. I saw on her Instagram, she posted the picture of you two and was like, we were in matching outfits and we arrived late to like the wedding. So Here we are walking in like the couple matching. Yeah. Because we just had a wedding over the weekend. One of my best friends got married, and so it was a fun weekend to actually have something like that somewhat seem normal. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. Well, she's beautiful, and I'm glad to hear she's doing well, and I hope there's news coming down the pike, but I won't pressure you.
You better watch. She gets a little snippy because people keep like hounding on my comments and like going and be like, oh, this poor girl. And she gets so mad because she's not in a huge rush. And so like for her, she gets like really mad when people are like, oh, like this poor girl can't even get a proposal. And she's like, poor girl, like why is it always, she doesn't like the whole like stereotype of like women need to be proposed to. Like she's very like independent in that sense. So she's like, I don't like when people say that. She like answered somebody. I was like, please don't answer people's comments. Please don't answer anybody. And I was like, just don't do it. That's a rabbit hole. Don't go down that hole on pictures. But you know, she's definitely, our relationship is awesome. So
I think it is great. I think, you know, I think your partner is a reflection of you. I think your relationship is great. I think speaks a lot about you as a person versus what I think sometimes people like to judge how people play a game versus real life. That being said, before we wrap all this up, and I just need one favor, Cody, now that Nicole mentioned this. Please, for the love of God, please, if you at all care about me, if an engagement does happen, please make sure that she gets invited. Because I swear to God, if I have to hear about Nicole Frenzel's baby, Taylor and Tyler and
Tyler and Angela.
Angela, they're engaging. She's losing her mind. She's literally was looking at baby outfits the other day, and I'm like, have you talked to Nicole Frenzel? She's like, no, but I've been buying the baby outfits because babies. And, and I'm just like, oh my God. So please, just make sure you invite her.
To the engagement?
To whatever it is, to the wedding. I don't even care. Just invite her to your house to eat the ham and say it's the engagement party. Or else I'm going to have to hear it.
Taylor and egg and cheese on a bagel. We got incredible bagels where I live too. So.
Oh no! They're better on Long Island.
There we go.
We can do a taste test on that. Well,
I got to be honest with you. I do have the one because I got to tell you, Long Island is like my second home. With how much I film there, like Jake's 58. I'm there. Like that's what I'm saying all the time. I would stay there all the time.
Really? What? I have seen you at a casino a lot of times. I just never want to bother you. And I'm like, oh, hi, Cody. What are you doing here? So I'm just like, I just let you do your thing. But I've seen you many a time at a casino.
Really?
Yeah, especially in Atlantic City. What?
Just say hello.
You're like with people, and here's the thing: like,
was that just recently?
No, not recently.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when it was before the pandemic,
before COVID.
Yeah, we loved going to AC because my buddy has a house and his family has a house in Margate, and so we would go. Oh man, I would love going to AC. That's it's crazy. It's crazy what I don't know what everything is gonna look like. Even as stuff's starting to like open up, I don't even know. It's going to be crazy.
I've been one time since COVID and it is not at all the same.
Oh my goodness. Not even close. I just went, my buddy that just got married, his bachelor party, we had to switch it to AC. We just did like a thing. We got dinner and I was like, it really was not. Yeah.
It is not. Nicole's never been to a casino, and I'll bring her when the pandemic's over.
Yeah, you gotta wait too, and you gotta give it a little bit of time for it to be more normal because AC is awesome. AC is fun. I grew up going there too.
We'll all go, and we'll all just meet up.
Yeah, I it's hard to say no to an AC trip, except for the fact that I lose almost every time I go there. So there's that.
Mm.
I'm afraid Nicole will punch a slot machine, so there's also that.
That's phenomenal. It's always a good thing. Make sure cameras
I would bet money on that and probably win. But Cody, like I said, we're going to put all the links to all your stuff below this video for the people who are watching the video back. But for people that are listening to the podcast, where do you want them to follow you on social media?
Follow me on my Instagram at Cody Calafiore, one word. That is where that is the social platform that I'm most active on. And then find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Cody Calafiore. That's where you can find me. Streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. Anything that I post, I'm big on stories. So if you want to see my Instagram, again, at Cody Calafiore, those are the two places where you're going to get as much Cody as you want.
And you like play for like a while, like a few hours, but then at the end you also talk to people, right? Then you'll like take questions and stuff at the end.
Well, so I'll chat for a good like hour and a half of the beginning before I start playing.
Oh, it's the beginning. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll come on stream and I'll talk, and that's where like I'll answer questions. I'll talk about any, like I talked about the wedding. I talk about different things. I did like my unboxing. I answer, like do Q&A, all that stuff in the beginning. Then I jump into doing a little bit of the gaming. And then at the end, again, it depends on how many people are in there. Cause usually a lot of people come in for the beginning. Then people are like, oh, I don't know what Call of Duty is. So they like filter out. And then if some people come back, then, I like to hit, because it also was tough with the timing, because it's not like I'm streaming for like 7 hours like some of these streamers do. So some people come in at the tail end, and it's good because then they can ask questions and I'll answer at the end. So I like to try to give like a good balance of it, because, not everybody loves watching video games.
Well, I will say I think Courtney is the moderator in our Twitch right now, so maybe Courtney could put the link right there in chat. Although I do see people, AlphaCat, 10 in Twitch chat, JP, Robin all said, got it, followed. So they're watching and following you right now in Twitch.
Let's go. And they better be ready for the Among Us that's coming, because I really want to do that. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it would be great.
I think it would too. Nicole, final thoughts.
All Stars 2.0. I'll get all my vendettas out. No, I'm just kidding. Speaking though, we appreciate you joining us. Such a fun. You're a class act in the BB house, outside the BB house, and I wish you the best of luck with your Twitch, because you're very well spoken and you're nice to listen to. I know chat really enjoyed listening to you and all your stories and everything. So I wish you all the best, and we'll see you many more times in the future here and in real life when you come to Long Island with I forgot the name already. The
Taylor Ham, Nicole.
Taylor Ham.
Yes, Taylor Ham. That's what it is.
There it is.
We will see you guys all on the next show. Go and check out all of our Big Brother Canada content. It is all up now. We just interviewed the latest evictee, Josh. That is out right now. And we will see you guys all on the next show. Bye for now, everybody.
And
bye, friends.